Good morning. Well, it's technically evening time. It's like 5:19, but morning for me because I worked graveyard last night. Anyways, I'm laying in bed, wake up, just kind of hanging out. I was like, I should probably get coffee. No, I did not. And then God's like, get up. I got something to say. And I'm like, coffee? He's like, you should have went and got coffee. Now get up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm making my coffee. And I hear they did it. And I was like, God, what do you mean they did it? They're like, they successfully timeline jumped. So whoever just timeline jumped, congratulations. I'm getting like a lot of you guys is like either your first timeline jump or you've had a few of them and you're not understanding and you're kind of like the world looks the same, but conversations with people are like, wait a minute, did that really just come out of your mouth? Like, very surprising, very odd, something that is not out of their norm, but it is their norm in this timeline. My suggestion to you is when you guys timeline jump, be observers. Excuse me. Confirmation. Be observers. Don't start just running through and getting all wild and crazy. No, stop and observe. How we timeline jump is when we are so, and my first timeline jumping wasn't even like, I didn't even realize I did it. I did it and I was like, this is weird. When we are so just fed up, what I'm hearing is just like, I'm so fed up with this. Like, I hear just and see just extreme emotional outbursts and just being done, right? That's how you timeline jumped. That right there. When you don't like your reality, you can jump on different timelines. And you're going to jump on different timelines throughout your spiritual journey, okay? You can do it. It is very plausible. When I timeline jump, there are signs. You guys need to look for the signs. Things that when you do timeline jump, something will happen, but only you can see it. You might sound crazy. You're not crazy. Timeline jumping is a real thing. Once you gain control of timeline jumping and you realize like this is a tool I now have, I promise your life is going to get so incredibly great. When I first timeline jumped, I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, I had a coworker say something so off the wall and I was just like, I never would have expected you to say something like that. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, you guys are crazy because I'm just me. You guys are on a completely different wavelength than what I'm used to. Like, what on earth is going on? I was so confused. Luckily, I had a mentor and he was like, you need to start looking for the signs of timeline jumping. And then for me, my signs are the lights go out for seconds, okay? Even the sun will go out for seconds. Just like, it's almost like a blink, but without you actually blinking. So it does get dark for a second. And there's times I've timeline jumped just bam, 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 all right back to back. And I was like, okay, that was intense, but trust it. Your soul, as you ascend and as you heal, is going to jump on different timelines because where your soul is at right now is not where it's going to be in the next 10 years. You're going to be on completely different timelines. And for one, I'm super proud of you guys because that shows that you guys, like I said, we're just so fucking fed up with that timeline. And a lot of it takes just so much energy to just be like, I'm fucking done. Whatever this is, I'm not doing this anymore. And you stand on business when you say those words. Hence the reason why you ended up jumping timelines. I love jumping timelines because if I don't like something, I take a real good inner evaluation of myself and be like, okay, Jessica, what are some things you want to change or some things you want in this next timeline? What is something you don't like now that you want to see different, right? And so to timeline jump, you have to get yourself to the frequency of the timeline you want to jump into. So when I tell you guys, when you start visualizing who you want to be and start acting on that, that is how you timeline jump. That right there. You have to trust that you are protected, you are divinely guided, and that you are safe. It's okay to admit that you have these things and you can do these things. It is time for people to start waking up. We have been waking up. And a lot of us have been hidden for years and years and have gone through the spiritual battlefield. We are supposed to be now meeting with each other, talking with each other, helping each other ascend to our highest selves. Because if I'm not helping you ascend to your highest self, then that's saying I don't give a shit about humanity. But the thing is I do give a shit about humanity more than anybody can even fathom. My job here is to help people. I have always been that way. I've always been the helper. I've always been the one, hey, you need a friend? I got you. You're in a tough time? I got you. I tend to meet people when they're in their transition phases. So when you see me, you are transitioning into something else, into something so much greater. And even if it feels like your life is collapsing and your emotions are all over the place and you don't know where to go, just know you were meant to be right here. You are not crazy. The things you experience, you are not crazy, and they are very fucking real. You will have people say, oh, you're insane. I don't even know what you're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's because they don't understand. They don't have the capacity to understand. And that's okay. That's okay. We just pray for them. Pray for them. It doesn't matter how mean they were to you. You pray for them. But seeing me, you are in a transition of a new life. Be excited about that. Be so excited about it, because it's so hard to see sometimes when you are just down and out. But when you have faith that everything is going to be all right and you stand on that, everything is going to be all right, because everything is about intention, right? What we are putting out in the universe is what we are getting back. Tenfold. Tenfold, guys. Tenfold. So stand on business when it comes to your faith. Stand on business when you say, I am so divinely protected, ain't nothing gonna touch me. Stand on that. Do not sway. Do not change. Other than, when I say don't change for the bad. Change for your highest good. Change to help others. Because as you heal and everything you have gone through, you are gonna turn right back around and go right back into that darkness where you came from. Because there are other people who are lost. There are other people who are trying to find their way. And your story is going to be your testimony. You are going to speak out on the experiences you have had. You are going to speak out on everything you have learned. And you are going to touch somebody. That's what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to touch one another and be like, I see you. Here's my hand. Let me help you. You can't make them hold your hand and jump into that healing journey. But what you can do is show the world what the healing journey has done for you. The healing journey for me has changed my whole complete life. Where I was a year ago, I never would have even imagined where I am today. Today I am a homeowner, thank to God. Today I have angels working with me. God told me to buy this house, and here's the deal. God has not let me fail, not one time. Granted, he's given me trials and my tribulations, but here's the deal. When I go back to my highest good, God, please help me with this, because you told me to do this. I am living through you. I am your vessel. The magic that happens is undeniable. I'm here to help, guys. If you guys have questions, please feel free to reach out. I hope you guys reach your highest timeline, and I am rooting for you 100%. And I am going to pray for protection for all of the collective out there. You are not alone, and it's time for us to stand up together in unison. I hope this helps.